Hey, it's Simon Chan. Welcome to MLM Nation Live. This is a live simulcast with Eric Foster. I am super excited, and we're just going to get it shared. Today, you're going to hear from a top enroller, and I think that one of the most impressive things is he is a single dad, a single parent with 3 young kids and makes it happen, a global top earner, and a former guy in the military. So, Eric, we are live on Facebook here, and why don't you go on your Facebook? You should, if you go to my page, you should be able to share it to your audience. You just go to Simon Chan, and then we will get started. And we are live on Facebook, and welcome everyone who are here right now. And let me just share it on my other page as well. So, because our fans out and very super excited. So, yeah, and if you don't know me, I'm a Simon Chan, and my purpose is of a positive impact as many lives as possible. I am a business coach, a speaker, and a trainer that helps people find more prospects, sign up more people, and create duplication. I also have an honor and privilege to talk to top leaders in the profession, it's like Eric Foster. So, Eric, are you ready?
I'm ready, Simon. Thank you for having me.
And you know what? Terrence Nelson loves it because you're a Steelers fan.
Absolutely. Hey, good to connect with you as well.
All right, so you can definitely add Eric as a friend. He's a superstar leader, and we're going to get started with the show, okay? So, Eric, when you are ready, we're going to start doing the live recording for the show. This actual show will air sometime in October. I don't have the final date in front of me right now, but you get a notification of that. You get within normally 24 hours, right before it goes live on iTunes and everything, you will get a Facebook message from my assistant. Okay, and it actually has an embed code and all the goodies, so you can put it on your website. So, all right, so let's get going, Eric. Okay, I'm going to get the backup recording going, and here we go. Let me just get the backup of the backup. All right. Let me just pull up your picture again so people can see you. And for those who are Facebook Live, Eric actually lives in a tiny town, which actually makes the story more interesting when I ask him. But he's a top earner, global earner from a tiny town. His internet's not that good. That's why we only see a picture of him, and we don't see the video. So anyway, Eric, you ready to go?
I am ready, Simon.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. MLM Nation, this is Simon Chan, and I am fired up to bring our special guest today, Eric Foster. Eric, are you ready to make it happen?
I am ready, Simon.
Eric Foster was an ex-military who was responsible for the training and welfare of hundreds of thousands of soldiers. He's also the co-founder of the HD Group and has been the #1 enroller in every company he's been with. He's also been featured in numerous of MLM publications. And the most impressive thing is that Eric has been able to do this while being a single father with 3 young kids. So Eric, I've just given MLM Nation a brief intro, but please share about your background from the military and to how you came across network marketing.
I sure will, Simon, and thank you for inviting me on your show, and most importantly, you put this together for everybody out there. We love what you're doing for the industry, and it's kind of a unique story. When I got out of college, I went into the military, and I served for just under 12 years. And when I knew I was going to have my first child, a little baby girl, I knew I didn't want to be the dad who was always gone or moving my family from place to place. And so I made the decision to get out of the military. A lot of people thought I was crazy, just not even 8 years away from retirement. And I got into real estate. And I did very, very well in real estate. But like a lot of others, in 2009, when banks kind of switched up how they were lending and what they were doing, I found myself at the time, I had 2 children. The good Lord's blessed me with 3 children. But at the time, I had 2 children, and I went from being on top of the world to kind of struggling, not sure what I was going to do. And it was a friend of mine who gave me a call. And he had no idea I was struggling, Simon, and he gave me a call, and he said, Eric, why don't you check this out? And I was like, Sonny, is this one of those things where you need a few people to sign up to get your foot in the door with one of those companies? And he started laughing. He said, it is, but just take a look. And Simon, I took a look, and for me, it was, I just wondered to myself, what have I been doing all of these years? And so that was about 7 years ago. I was introduced to network marketing. I have not looked back since.
What made you open up? Like you were like kind of close-minded and negative, and all of a sudden you jumped right in. What was it?
I really, what it was is, I don't know that I was never against it. It was really just not being educated on it, or having, what it entails, what it really is. From what I had experienced in network marketing was, what my mom would tell me. A funny story, when I was about 9 years old, we were heading out to my aunt's, her sister, and something spilled in her suitcase. And when we got to my aunt's, she washed all of her clothes, and my aunt had this Amway clothes soap. And all of her clothes shrunk. I don't know if it was the detergent or not, but my whole life I always heard, is that one of those Amway things? Is that one of those Amway things? So I think it's twofold. One, it was education, just not really being informed and knowing what it was, making decisions based off of not having all the information. But then, of course, the timing of it with how my real estate business had gone down, I was probably a little bit more open at the time, to other sources of income, just because of where I was at the time in my real estate business with, banks quit lending. My whole model shut down. So it really opened me up. And to this day, as you said, I'm a single father with 3 children. It's a true blessing. I can work from home. I'm part of my children's activities. I coach all their sports. It's been a blessing in so many other ways, just in the financial opportunity, what this industry's provided for me and so many others that I've worked with.
Awesome. Hey, quick side note, just make and we will edit this out on the iTunes. Just keep it generic, so don't mention any company names. Okay, so.
Okay.
All right, so when you got started, what was your first couple weeks like? Your first 4 to 8 weeks, or the first couple months like?
Yeah, I was all in. I was a sponge. I wanted to learn it. I wanted to learn fast, and even to this day, I'm still a student. We have to learn something every day. But my first 2 weeks coming out of the gate was really just trusting in the people that had done this, the tips that they had shared with me, and what it is that I need to do to make this grow, but most importantly, keep it moving forward. So for my first 2 weeks, I was all in. I didn't wait. I jumped right in and got to work right away.
So you had pretty much good success when you first came in?
I did. To this day, the team, they kind of laugh, and it's kind of a standing thing. But in my first 27 days, I had a combination between distributors and customers of 37 people.
Wow. Well, so what? That's incredible. 37 distributors and customers. So why were you successful? Because most people who are listening and watching, they're struggling. They may not even get 37 in 1 year or in 2 years. What made you so successful right off the bat?
Well, I believe it's in our approach, and one of the things that we like to work with people as we help them with that HD lifestyle is different. There's different opportunities for different people. For example, Simon, I don't contact everybody or even encourage somebody that's new. Call up everybody that you know and talk about an amazing business opportunity, because business is just not for some people. And I love all of my friends and family, but there's the reason we're not in business. We're not in business together for a reason. However, I truly believe in the product or the service that we're offering and that we endorse. And so I share that information with people that will be just customers. And then I kind of, I think to myself, who is it that I want to be my board of directors? Who are the people that I want to partner with, that I'm going to give my time to, that are going to be people that I'm working with, showing them how to duplicate this. And at the same time, it's time I'm not spending with my children. So I'm really picky when it comes to who I'm going to work with. I don't want to say it's a pre-qualification process, because it's not. I'll work with anybody if they have that willing heart and they're open-minded and teachable and they have that desire to move forward. But it's not about going out there and trying to convince the masses to go into business for themselves. And for me, that's what I have found has contributed to most of my success, and then teaching others to have that same type of philosophy and principle when they go and they build their business, have customers and distributors.
So it's really about sorting. You sort very quickly.
I really do, yes, sir.
So how can you know if someone's good or not? Like what questions? Obviously, you got to talk to a huge number of people to get your numbers. What are some questions that you can teach our listeners that allows you to sort quickly and say that this person is not appropriate for the business, and you move on?
Sure, absolutely. Well, I always believe that, the first thing that you want to tap into is the people that you do know, that inner circle, which that scares a lot of people in this industry, because they immediately think, make that list of friends and family, and they have to have a home party, and they're going to start talking and pitching on the business side. I know my personal connections, and the people I work with know their personal connections best. And so one of the things that I ask somebody that's brand new is I'll make it very simple for them. On a piece of paper, on the left have your customers, and on the right have your business people. And I don't like to judge anybody, meaning however much money they are making or they're not making. There's really one thing that would take somebody from a distributor side to just a customer, and that would be somebody that's just, a negative person, by choice. I mean, we all know those type of people that if we were to share with them something that would change their life in 60 seconds, they may find something negative or derogatory about it. And so at the same time, we also know some of our friends and family that we wouldn't hire them as employees, more or less be business partners with them. So I really talk to my new distributors, and I get their gauge on these are the people that they know, and then which ones would really be your customers and which one would be your distributors. And at the same time, we have to know how much time a person has to put into this business, because we all want to take accountability and ownership alongside our distributors' accountability and ownership, meaning we want to train them. We want to teach them what we did. So if somebody says, I have an hour a day to put into this, and they want to build a team of 20 people their first week, they've all got to remember that they have to give time and effort to their business partners. And I think that's where a lot of people sometimes kind of fall off, is they'll bring somebody on board, but then they don't help them duplicate what it was that they did. So it's a combination of my distributors knowing the people better than I do, and then we talk about the product or service that we're offering and break those people down into customers and then distributors. And I'll just wrap up with this, Simon. My tip to everybody is something I said earlier. Think about if you had your own office space, you had your own boardroom, and sitting in front of you, who would be your board of directors as you the CEO? Who would run your business in your absence? Those are the type of people that you want to reach out to and say, you may want to take a look at this.
So you sponsor a lot of people. Where do you get your people? Is it just people you meet, or obviously you probably do a lot of co-market? Where do you meet new people? Where do you like to go?
Oh my goodness, I do it. I incorporate a little bit of everything. I like to build always. Of course, now that I've been doing this longer, my hot market, as they call it, the friends and the family, you go through that pretty quick. And so for me, it's a combination of people that I meet on the street, people that I talk to. I mean, think about this. Oftentimes people think that they have to put in full-time hours to have success into this. And we have a very specific system where it's an hour a day. If somebody can commit to me an hour a day, we can throw in ways to promote what we have during our regular daily activities. For example, when somebody asks, how was your day? How are you doing? Most people just say good. Well, promote what you have. I'm doing great. I partnered with so-and-so, got a little business going on the side. I'm doing great. How are you? Or when somebody asks, what do you do for a living? When I got started, I was doing some property management. And so people would ask me, Erica, what do you do? I'm in property management. I manage this property. But, that's my day job. But my real passion is with the HD Group and the HD Lifestyle. Have you ever heard of that? No, I have not. Oh, here, let me give you some information. You may like what you see. And then so I'm always directing people. I'm doing three things, Simon. I'm inviting people to take a look, be it face-to-face. Facebook is a great tool. If you just connect with people, people ask me all the time, what's your script? What do you say to people? My script is this. Hi. I just start a conversation, listen to people, see if, what it is that we could help with or what it is that they would like to better in their life. LinkedIn is an amazing tool. Now, at the same time, I always follow up. And we've all heard this. I have people that, I kid you not, 2 or 3 years I've talked to about what I do before it is that they get started. So I don't give up on somebody unless they said, I'm just not interested, Eric. Don't contact me anymore. I'm just very consistent at inviting at least 2 people a day to take a look at our system. We have a really great system that we call Book of Business, and then we follow up with those people. And if new distributors will just contact 2 people a day and promote what they have, both product and business, 2 people a day, this goes on autopilot.
Awesome.
And that's what everybody wants. It's consistency.
So you said 3 things. You invite every day, and what's the second and third? Is the second one follow-up, you said?
We invite people as step 1 to a third-party tool, and that third-party tool could be a live meeting, a webinar, a recording, a DVD, Our system that we use is called Bob, and then step 3 is follow up with the people that are interested.
Got it. Okay, let's switch gears a little bit. In your 7 years, this is my favorite question. What is the worst moment you had in network marketing? And to the point that most people will quit. And what are the lessons you learned from that?
It was when, after I started, I had actually talked to and had more people taking a look, Simon, at what it was I was offering, the company that I was with, and I was getting less yeses. And I could not figure out for the life of me what was going on. Well, what I learned from that is it's part of the process of duplication, that follow-up. And so I was not including, my sponsor or my upline in the follow-up calls, not because I didn't have faith in them, just simply because I know that the men and the women I'm working with, they have children. I knew that they were busy, so I was trying to do the right thing, saying, well, I can answer all these questions. So I had more people taking a look, less people signing up. And I thought to myself, well, what is happening here? What's going on? And as I studied this more, I believe in being a student of the industry, educate yourself at least 10 minutes every day. It really came down to that duplication, which is we have to think about the person, the he or she that we're introducing this to. What is it that they're hearing when I'm introducing it? So it's really easy for me to invite somebody to take a look. But when I invite them to take a look and they have 50 questions and I'm the expert at answering that, in the back of their mind, they're saying to themselves, this sounds great, but I don't have time to learn all of that, Eric. I got a full-time job. I have children. I have sports. I wish you the best. See, so what they think that they had to do, Simon, is because I was not bringing on that third party, they think that they have to become an expert. So what I learned from it is that just the art of edification and that follow-up call with somebody else. If I were to introduce you, maybe answer a couple of questions, but immediately, whether I can answer that third question or not, I'm always calling my upline and doing that introduction. Because at that moment, that's when people realize all I have to do is invite people to take a look, and I have a team here that's always going to support me in building this. I do not need to be the expert to get this started. And that's what we want to show people. Put some time in now. Down the road, maybe you'll be like me, and this is now my full-time job. This is what I do. I don't even like to call it a job. It's what I do. But for others, it's showing them how to get started, a roadmap for success, something that's duplicatable that anybody can do in just about an hour a day. So you have to have that sponsor who's willing to be there to get on the phone with the people that you've invited so they can answer questions. And I hope that made sense.
Definitely. In terms of edifying, how do you edify? What's some tips you can share in terms of edifying, bringing someone to a three-way?
Absolutely. I keep it, very simple. And now, of course, I'm always going to, talk about the person. So I like to do it like an introduction like this. Is I'm going to have a conversation with somebody before I introduce them to my sponsor. And, I really ask 3 questions after somebody takes a look at our system. I just say to them, pretty exciting, isn't it? I like to know what excited them, and then I just ask them, what was it that you liked best about what you saw? And they're gonna relay back to me what it is that they liked, and of course I'm going to affirm that because I believe in what I'm promoting. And then my third question is, well, it sounds like you're ready to get started. And one of 3 things is going to happen: no, which very seldom happens because of the way that we market this and duplicate it. I'm not even going to be on the phone with somebody if they're not interested. So if somebody says yes, great. Let me introduce you to Joe, who is my sponsor. And then Joe's going to walk them through getting started. Or he has questions. Here's my transition into the introduction. So I get Joe on the phone, and I always be, everybody listening, always be sure to give your sponsor, whoever's going to help you with the call, a heads up. Hey, Simon, I have a follow-up tonight at 8 o'clock. So now you know when my call's coming in. It's not just to see how the kids are doing. It's business. I have somebody I want you to meet. And so I just get everybody on the phone together. Simon, do I have you? Yes, I'm here. Joe, are you there? I'm here. Great. Well, and my sponsor is somebody by the name of Dallas. So, Dallas, I want to introduce you to Simon, and then I let him know how we connected. Simon is somebody that I connected with on Facebook. He went through all of the Bob videos, and he really liked the product that HG Lifestyle offers, but he had a question on how we're compensated, and I knew you could answer that best. And Simon, this is Dallas, and as I said, Dallas is my sponsor. He's somebody that I've been working with from the beginning. Not only is a great father and a business person, but he's a friend. He's always been there for me and my team to help answer questions and keep moving us forward. And we're very fortunate to have him as part of this team. So with that said, Dallas Simon, Simon Dallas, and I hit mute.
Really good stuff. Hey, so Dallas was your sponsor?
He is.
Awesome. Hey, by MLM Nation, thanks to Dallas Baldry for connecting with Eric. He sponsored Eric here. Dallas Baldry and his wife Riley had a great episode in episode 163. So that's a little shout out for you, Dallas. Thank you for connecting. And good leaders are connectors. So Dallas, thank you for that. How did you know Dallas, by the way, Eric?
Dallas and I met in our, we've only been with a couple of companies, Simon, in our 7-year venture. And Dallas and I got started with the same company about 7 years ago at the same time. And that's how Dallas and I got to know each other. He was actually my upline, and I had come on board after him. We did not know who one another were, but when we started working this together very early on, I'd say in our first 4 or 5 months, Dallas and I just knew that we were going to be working this together for a very long time. And here we are, 6.5 years later, and, going full speed, doing better than ever, working together. That's how we met, is in this industry through a company.
Awesome. Hey, shift gears a little bit. You are a single dad with 3 kids. So how do you make that happen? And what's some time management tips or parenting tips can you share?
Absolutely. I mean, the first thing that everybody needs to remember is, family's very important. My children are very important. And the last thing I ever want my children to think is that the money or the business is more important than them. Money's a part of life, but it's not life, if that makes sense. So you've got to find that balance, which is, who am I going to talk to? Kind of that pre-qualification process. And so you've got to have some sort of a system in place so you know that you're only getting on the phone with people that have seen everything you want them to see and are interested. And we actually developed a phone app that we provide to our team members that it shares the opportunity, and if somebody's interested, they will book a time to meet with me based off of when I say I'm available. So now I'm only on the phone with people that have seen everything. I'm not giving a presentation over the phone, because remember, it's duplication. Can the person I'm talking to do what I did? And for me, it's as simple as check out this link, and I'm being notified on my phone, Simon just watched video 1, 2, and 3, and he scheduled an appointment to meet with you. So I made that mistake early on in this industry where I was on the phone with everybody that signed up, Simon, and as sad as it is to say this, some people sign up, and I believe that I had more passion than they did to make this work. So no matter what, I was spending all of my time with so many people, but I was going on to step 2, so step 1 is teach people how to invite, but then they weren't inviting. And I was still moving them forward and talking about the next step after the invite. So what had happened is I was putting a lot of time into people that were not putting in the effort, what it takes to make this grow, which is talk about what it is that you have to offer. So I was spending all of my time, training everybody, and even people that I knew weren't doing anything. And it's somebody I highly respect in the industry that said, Eric, hon, you've got to stop doing that. You're a single father. You need to let people know you're a single father. Your time is very valuable, and that you will work with them if they're willing to put in the time and effort. And if it's not for them right now, let them tell you when they're ready to move this forward. And I applied that. So just some key principles for me and how much my children mean to me, and then that system that we've created. Like you said, I'm a single father. I had to come up with a system that would grow this. And so I'm very thankful for what Dallas and I and what we've put together over the years in that system, where now I'm only on the phone with people that are seeing something, the full opportunity, and are interested in learning more.
So it's about sorting again, really anal about your time and working with people that deserve your time.
Absolutely.
So how do you know, what do you do to make sure, do you do like a simple test, something to see whether someone really wants or not to deserve your time? Do you have like a certain, like you make them jump through certain hurdles to prove that they deserve your time?
I do, and again, it's kind of the system that we developed, and what we do is I'll share the information with anybody. I do not believe that I have the right to keep checks from moms and dads and anybody that wants to better their life. And so my pre-qualification process is now, I will share the link with them, and the system that we developed, I know if they've taken a look at something, Simon. So if I were to share it with you, and I would say, sure, here's some more information on the opportunity, I know on my phone if you started taking a look. And that really helps me because, how did it used to be, which is you invite everybody to take a look, and then we have to get back on the phone just to see if they even took a look at what you offered them to look at. With the system that we have, I'm actually notified. We have 3 videos. Simon just watched video 1, he watched video 2, he watched video 3, and he scheduled an appointment to meet with you, and it's my calendar, so it's when I'm available. So I go in, and when the kids have their first day of school, or we have a baseball game and I'm coaching, I just turn off that I'm not available at those times. So it's helped me with our systems that I don't have to pre-qualify somebody on the phone. If somebody wants information, I'm going to give it to you. When I pre-qualify them is if they want to talk more about it. And I can see on my phone if they've taken a look. So if you said, okay, Eric, yeah, I'm ready to talk now, I can see if you have or have not, Simon, taken a look at the opportunity available. And unfortunately, if you've not taken a look at the videos, I'm not going to get on the phone and pitch you. I'd redirect you right back to, I can see that you haven't taken a look at that, Simon. Please do, because everything that we do is designed to save all of us a lot of time. It's effective, and it makes us a lot of money. And seeing it's something that you would promote, it's very important that you see the system at work. And if it's not for you, let me know. I don't want to bother you by any means. But if it is, at the end of the video, you can schedule a time. We'll get back together and I'll answer any questions you may have. Sounds fair? Hey, sounds fair. I don't want to pitch people on the phone because the people I'm signing up, I'm really going to set them up for failure. I could probably give a presentation to anybody I want on the phone, but that's not what it's about for me. It's, can Simon do the same thing that I did? Creating that true duplication, helping people better their lives. And I don't want to be a recruiter all the time just to replace people that are quitting. I want to create that duplication so anybody can do it, and we're all working together as a team.
So there you have it, MLM Nation. This is what it takes. Eric has been a #1 recruiter in every company he's been with. And by the way, Dallas just dropped in on the Facebook live feed and says, Eric is incredible, the top recruiter I've ever met in the industry. And that's, Eric, that's quite a compliment because Eric with Dallas has met lots and lots of leaders, and that's when he connected me. He told me you're the best recruiter he's ever met in his life. So, MLM Nation, you heard from the man, Eric. It's about sorting and filtering out. Obviously, Eric has a system there. If the person's not qualified, he moves on. I think the mistake that a lot of distributors make is you're spending way too much time on people who don't deserve your time. They're not qualified prospects. Now, Eric, what about in downlines? Like you said, when you first started off, you would work with everyone. Like if I was you in downline, what would I need to do or demonstrate to prove that I deserve to have Eric Foster's time? What do I need to do?
Well, it's pretty simple. I start the kind of this qualification process very early on. I always let everybody know a welcome email's coming. I confirm that they got the welcome email. And in there, we have a couple of videos. One is how to set up our marketing system. Takes about 60 seconds. And the other one is about a 10-minute training where we talk about what the 5 daily activities are to keep your business moving forward. That takes anywhere between 45 minutes and an hour a day, being consistent. And then I just have some things right back in there for them. 2 things that, let's do. I know prior, or are you on Facebook? Yes. Great, let's connect on Facebook. I want you to go through this welcome email. So I don't give them a lot. I don't want to bombard people. Watch a couple of videos, and then I want you to get back to me right away. Let's schedule a time to put together, you and we're going to have a strategy session. And so as I send out this email, and I can see that people are watching the videos, and if they're not scheduling strategy sessions, I'm going to reach out to them, Simon, to make sure that they got it okay. But I do believe that we're all adults, and we have to take ownership and accountability of our own future. And to me, this isn't something that's interesting. Network marketing is life-changing if you do it the right way. A book is interesting. A 20-foot banana is interesting. This is life-changing. And so if I can see somebody that comes back to me and I say, hey, we haven't been connected yet on Facebook, and they say, yeah, I've just been too busy, well, that pre-qualification process already starts. Okay, let me know when you're ready, because I will never slow you down, but I will never pressure you to speed up. I am here to help you accomplish your goals, not my goals, the goals that you want to accomplish. But I'm a single father with 3 children. Respect my time, and I'll respect your time. So that welcome email lets me know right away who is going to tap into the systems and the esprit de corps of the team and do something as simple as add me on Facebook and let me know a couple of good times to get back together.
Awesome advice. Hey, for those who are watching on Facebook Live simulcast, if this has been helpful, please share it. It's really good stuff. This is advice from a top earner and how he sorts and filters people out, not just his prospects, but even downlines. So he's a single father with 3 kids. This is how he makes it happen while I'm doing this business part-time. So, and now, of course, you're a full-time leader, but that's how you start building it. Now, let's share another story. Eric, shifting gears here. What would you consider to be your proudest moment in network marketing?
It was definitely when I was able to help one of my distributors, the very first one, the company we were with, had a car bonus. And I'd really like to know somebody's why and why they're doing this. And it was really a moving story. She had said that she wanted a new car. And I like to dig a little bit. I mean, for all of us, it's always about more time or more money, right? And so I wanted to know, why does she want a new car? I mean, is hers not running? Does she not have a car? And the story is her car was so ugly and so broke down and so beat up that every time she dropped her kids off at school, they would get teased and picked up. And she would drive off crying. And that's a lie to me. And I told her, I said, you remember that. And so just about 45, 60 days into working this, she got her first car payment, and she was able to go out and get a new car. For me, that was my proudest moment because I had already qualified. I was getting my car, but the fact that I was able to help that first person do what I did felt really good, Simon. It's actually contagious. It wanted me to continue to help more and more people do the same thing.
That's incredible, especially it involves children. Like the kids were being picked on and teased because of that car. You know, it's a very touching story there. What excites you about the network marketing industry now? Like, how you've been in the profession for 7 years? How have you seen it change, and what excites you?
Just where it's going. I mean, just the industry as a whole. We have, now more than ever, not just in the United States, it seems, getting more and more global. People are struggling, for a way to better their lifestyle, specifically, more income, have abundance in their life, in that one realm of their life. You have your health, you have your personal development, your spiritual, and then you have your finances. And so I really know no other way where somebody can create an income like this unless they have a lot of money to invest in an oil well or, risk it in some sort of, high risk, high reward stock, which to me is ridiculous. The definition of high risk is an increased chance of losing, and the definition of high reward is an increased chance of winning. How do you increase your chance of winning, Simon, by increasing your chance of losing? Some stockbroker had to come up with that terminology. And also just the new men and women that I see that are coming into the industry that are true ambassadors, people like Dallas and Riley, who you've had on your show, people that are true ambassadors to the industry that give the industry a good name. Nobody wants to be part of an industry where somebody's always cutthroat and you're talking bad about another company. Maybe I'm not with company A or B, but it doesn't mean that just because I can say something bad about them makes my company or my team or what we offer look better. I really think it's just the opportunity globally, but when I see the types of men and women who are the future of this industry and the ambassadors that they are, it's very, very exciting to me to know that I feel very comfortable in sharing with other men and women. This is an amazing industry. It changes lives, and you're going to be working with very good people, not people that are here to harm you, that are going to do anything that's immoral, unethical, or illegal. We all here working together. We all have self-interest. We all have goals. But when we do those things together, we can accomplish those goals much faster. For me, the men and women that are leading this industry, that's where the real excitement is. And with technology today, Simon, you don't have to rely on home parties who can come over to your house right in your backyard. With online technology today, this is a borderless business, and you can promote anywhere in the world.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Hey, as we go towards the end of the show, some really quick questions to pick your brain, okay? And the first one, Eric, is what is one of your favorite success quotes that motivates you?
You know, it came, Simon. The quote is this: dollars follow value. When I first got out of the military, I started working. He was a mentor to me. He was an economist, and he used to always kind of tease me. You know, Eric, do you want to know what the success is, you know, the key is to making money? Do you know what the key is to having a successful business? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. For 2 months, he wouldn't tell me what it was. He kept leading me on. And then one day he came into the office. He says, do you want to know? And I said, I do. And he's like, you know, okay, you're really ready for it this time. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. So he told me. He said, here it is. It's a key principle. Dollars follow value. If you can provide value to somebody, it's a principle that dollars will always follow. So I started thinking of things like Microsoft. You know, think about what these companies offer, you know, where we're at today, you know, doing this live, you know, people all over the world are watching. Did Mark Zuckerberg, did Facebook, do they provide something of value? They absolutely do. And so when you're with the company, whatever it is that you're standing behind and you're passionate about, when you can show the value to others and how it benefits them and how it brings value into their life, dollars are always going to follow. It's a key principle. It changed my life when he told me that. And from that day on, I've considered myself an entrepreneur because I ran with that principle.
What is one habit that's helped you become successful?
Consistency, without a doubt. You know, it's like eating an apple, eating an apple a day or eating 7 apples on Sunday and expecting the same benefits. You have to be consistent in your efforts. You can't keep taking your plane off and landing it. You've got to put a little something into this business on a daily basis. Be it 45 minutes, be it an hour. I personally, I don't see, and with the team that I work with and the men and women I work with, it takes 45 minutes to an hour a day. If somebody doesn't have and they're not willing to put that time into this consistently, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, I'm very upfront with them and I just say this probably is not for you. But consistency is the key. You've got to be consistent because it's your business, it's your future, it's your family's future. Nobody's going to build it for you. We're here to give you a hand. Nobody's going to give you a handout, but you've got to be consistent in your efforts to build your future, your HD lifestyle.
Do you have a specific routine, especially you're from the military, like a prospecting routine, like a certain hours you're prospecting, certain hours you're with family, or certain hours you work out, or you wake up early, anything like that, a routine?
I do. You know, my routine, you know, as you said earlier, three kids, a single father, that routine, I have to go to plan B quite often, right, Simon? But I have, you know, I encourage people to do 5 things every day. They have to use whatever it is, you know, the company they're with, meaning if it's some sort of a supplemental product, if it's digital technology, every day let somebody see you using the product that your company offers. And that takes 0 extra minutes out of your day. And then you've got to spend about 10 minutes a day inviting 2 people. Now, it should never take you 10 minutes. I'm going double the time. It should take about 5 minutes to invite 2 people to either look at what you offer as a customer or look at what you offer as a business. But let's say it's 10 minutes. Now, the bulk of somebody's day is always going to be in that follow-up process, following up with the people that are interested. And if you're inviting 2 people a day, at the end of every week, you're going to have what I call 12 people in play. 12 people that have taken a look. See, the machine is going on autopilot. Everything's starting to run. So 40 minutes a day that's going to, you know, be with the following up with people that you talk to and with your sponsor and your upline introducing them. So we use 50 minutes out of our day, but there's 2 activities that we haven't done, which is 2 activities that a lot of people won't do, Simon, and it's what stops their growth, and it's that continual improvement. It's learning something about the company you're with or the industry. You know, just continue the pay plan for the company that you're with. Spend 10 minutes a day educating yourself before you go to sleep. You know, first thing when you wake up, learn something and then share that information with your team. You know, we have a Facebook page where I encourage all new team members every day. Everybody put up here something you've learned about this business. So if you do those 5 activities, doesn't matter what time of the day. That's what's beautiful about this industry. Is I work with men and women who go to work from 9 to 5. I work with men and women who don't start until 11 at night and get home early in the morning. But if you can incorporate those 5 daily activities into 1 hour a day, your business will start to grow because that, Simon, is duplicatable. Anybody can put an hour a day into a business for themselves. And then they can get to the point where I'm at. Once I hit a financial amount, I took a look at what I was doing, and I said, I feel comfortable now doing this full time. Instead of doing it an hour a day, I'm going to do it 3 or 4 hours a day. Now I'm at the point, this is what I do every day. So start with that goal, put in that hour a day, set your own schedule, but anybody can find an hour a day if they really want what it is that they're looking for. And network marketing is a wonderful avenue. And our team of men and women, they're some of the best in the world.
Really good. Hey, those 5 things I want to recap. Number 1, have someone see you use the product. Right. Number 2 is spend 10 minutes to invite 2 people. Number 3 is the follow up. Number 4 is to learn, and then and what's the 5th one?
5th one is share that.
Share. Got it. Really good. What's the best piece of advice you ever received?
It was with that consistency. Be consistent in what you're doing. And when I had somebody that had helped me, really, here's a couple of tips. Why I couldn't get more customers, Simon, than I wanted. Even though I wasn't asking you or Dallas or Mary, whoever it may be, I still wasn't getting that customer base that I wanted. And something that really changed up my business drastically is a friend that had been doing this for many more years than me. She said there's 2 things that you need to remove from your question, because right now everybody that you're talking to is thinking you're going to ask them to do the business or buy something every month. So in your call to them, remove that. Simon, I'm not asking you to do what I do or buy it every month. I'm asking you to take a look and give me your honest to goodness feedback. And as I removed that, my customer base started increasing exponentially. And when you stand behind it, if you represent a great product, people are going to become, at that point, they're going to become repeat customers if you offer something that's of quality and it's really, really good.
What's your favorite prospecting tool? It would be your app that you use that you talked about?
Absolutely. It's the Bob app, which stands for Book of Business. It's the HD Bob app. And that app is something that, anybody on our team, we allow them to have access. And it's your tool. There's 2 tools that a distributor should be using for an initial introduction. A lot of times people get overwhelmed, Simon, with, well, what video do I use? And there's these webinars and there's all of this. For whatever you're offering for your product, always send them to the website that the company set up for you. That's where they get the product. And then how do you introduce somebody to the business side of it? Well, we've removed so many of those challenges and those obstacles of the home parties, and again, the borderless business. How can I reach out? I have a team rocking and rolling over in Asia, and I don't even know more than 99% of the people over in Asia that are doing this because it's a borderless business. So this phone app, really, it saves us all a lot of time, and we work smarter than harder. If somebody wants some information, I even put it on a business card, Simon. I hand out my business cards. If you're interested in the business opportunity, visit. And I have my Bob link. And then Bob shares with them a 1.5-minute video of who the HD group is and what the HD lifestyle is, and I get notified on my phone. Simon just put in his name, his email, and his phone number. Then you watch another 8-minute video that talks about this amazing industry known as network marketing, and we remove a lot of those preconceived notions of what it is. Selling friends and family. And we've all heard the crazy stuff that people say network marketing is. And if they like what they see at that point, we have an application they fill out with 4 questions. And then they watch a final video about the company that we partner with and the opportunity. If they like everything that they see, Simon, at the very end, my calendar appears, my availability, and they can schedule a time to meet with me. And I'm being alerted on my phone. And everything is done from my phone. All of the responses, copy and paste right from my phone. I was just at the pool the other day with my kids, the wave pool, when they got home from school, and I'm actually able to work business from the wave pool, and I didn't even have to have my laptop. I had my phone. People were looking at Bob, copy and paste the response back, and get right back into the water. Bob is our main tool. That's what the HD group does to help promote that HD lifestyle, is our Book of Business phone app.
Any other online resources? Do you have like a Dropbox or Evernote? Any other apps you could recommend?
Simon, I do not. I recommend definitely creating a good presence with online social media. I'm a big fan of Zoom and YouTube. So maybe you want to create some of your own videos. If you have, that Zoom, which is kind of a webinar recording platform, you can make your own videos and then put it up on YouTube, and then you could share those videos, your YouTube videos, with anybody that you want. And then, of course, having a good social media presence. Remember, this is the first look at what somebody's going to see. So, don't put your garbage out in your front yard, they say, right? If you're going to have that social media presence, have a professional profile about your lifestyle, what it is that you like, what you do, what you enjoy, your family. That's my main avenue is Bob and the social media platform.
What's one book you could recommend to MLM Nation?
Well, it is something that I would recommend to anybody, and it's actually part of the question you asked me earlier, which is how do I qualify someone? How do I know if I'm going to work with them? And so what I'll do is within the book, I'll actually put, like I think it's on page 23, I'll write a little note. When you get here, give me a call. But the book that I love, and it was actually Dallas who recommended that I read it, is called The Greatest Networker by John Milton Fogg. And as I read that, it really made me understand that people are what's the true asset in any transaction in any business. It's not how much money they have. It's not their credit card. When you treat the person as the asset and as what is a value of what's coming in into your business, and the value is your business partners, it really changed everything up drastically. So again, that's the book is by John Milton Fogg, and it's called The Greatest Networker. Great book. I have all of my team members read that.
And MLM Nation, I know you love audio, so if you haven't already, you can get an amazing free audiobook at MLMNationBook.com. That is MLMNationBook.com. Now, Eric, here's the last question, the $1 million question. Are you ready?
I am ready, Simon.
Here's the $1 million question. Imagine you had to start all over again and you knew no one. You didn't even know your 3 kids. You didn't know Dallas and Raleigh. You totally know 0 people. You're kind of like an alien that went to another planet and they spoke English. Okay, what's the first thing or the first place you go to find prospects and build an MLM business from scratch?
Wow, that's a good one. I think it was key in what you said is at least I had the knowledge of what I've done, and I've got to apply that, and I've got to talk. I've got to talk to others, and so if it was me, I would look at the company that I've aligned with. If it was something that was maybe in I don't know, I'm just throwing this out there, Simon, phone technology. I would surround myself, somewhere where there's a lot of people that are in that industry. If I was in the health industry, I would start to go somewhere where there's, doctors or people that are healthy, or, maybe the gym. So wherever you're at, the beautiful thing is any marketing, or any compensation plan is going to be based off of, we get paid based off of the distributors that we have, and it's a very attainable number, regardless of the company, regardless of the compensation plan. But look at what industry you're in, what it is that you're promoting, and then surround yourself with people who are already doing that, that they can incorporate something into an already busy daily routine and not have to put in a whole bunch of more time to do it. So my suggestion, what I would do, Simon, is I would talk. I would be an ambassador to the company I represent. I would be an ambassador to the industry, and you got to talk with passion. You got to let people know this is going to happen, and with or without you, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but this is going to happen with or without you. We're going to go to the top. We'd love to have you as part of the team. I think you would do very well. My tip would be apply that knowledge and talk to everybody about how it can change their life, and show them the simplicity of what we do. Get a couple of customers, get a couple of distributors.
As we wrap up, you have any last words of advice? And then what's the best way listeners can connect with you and contact you?
Yeah, if anybody wanted to get with me directly, and you can do this and go right and bypass the videos and everything, is just visit my blog. And I have a specific link. There's no www, Simon, or for anybody else listening. It's just the HD Group, THEHDGROUP. It's the hdgroup.ultimatelifetoday.com. And that will send them right to my Bob system, and they can schedule an appointment to meet with me. And I'd be happy to get with anybody to connect about doing business, or if I can help with any questions and help you with your business, likewise, I'd be happy to do the same.
MLM Nation, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And today, you've been hanging out with Eric Foster. So keep up the momentum and go to MLMNation.net and type in Eric, E-R-I-C, very simple, E-R-I-C at the search bar, and all the nuggets of wisdom and Eric's contact info and all the nuggets of wisdom will be right there. In order to be successful in network marketing, you must help others. So thanks again for sharing your valuable time with MLM Nation. Eric, we're grateful to you, and we appreciate you for having a positive impact on millions of distributors worldwide. Thank you so much again, Eric, and God bless you.
Thank you, Simon. Bye-bye.
Hey, that was fantastic. Thank you. Well, Eric just dropped off there. I'm going to turn for those who are on Facebook Live, you can hang on here. I'm going to do a quick recap. I know Eric just hopped off. Super fantastic show out there. Make sure you connect. Actually, let me just stop the stop the podcast recording here. Hello, Rini. It was an awesome show from Eric Foster. Definitely connect with him. He is tagged up there above. And I'm going to do a recap and review. I just took a whole bunch of notes on my iPad and using my Apple Pencil. So recap here. And I'll show you how this is done. So if you've ever seen these episodes, how I produce them, you actually get a look at what I do afterwards. So the important thing is I want to get, and Riley in Dallas, thank you for hopping on. Thank you for sharing this. If you found this helpful, please share it with your team. It's awesome, especially people who have trouble sponsoring. If you have trouble sponsoring, this is the episode. It's all about sorting. But before I talk more, I'm going to do this recap right now, which takes a couple quick minutes for the show because it's fresh in my mind. I'm excited. I am pumped. Eric really fired me up, so I want to go through my notes here and do this. So you actually see me record this. Okay, so here we go. MLM Nation, wow, this is awesome show from Eric Foster. Make sure you reach out to him. Go to MLMNation.net. Just search for Eric, E-R-I-C, or his last name is Foster, F-O-S-T-E-R, and connect with him. He talked about his phone app, right? I mean, maybe you're not in the same company, but check it out. Or maybe give you ideas of what other people are doing now using the latest technologies. So check that out. Now, let me go over a couple of things. He is a top enroller. And, thanks again to Dallas, Baldwin, and Riley for connecting us. Dallas has been in the profession for quite some time. And he told me, this is the best recruiter he's ever met. I was like, gosh, I got to check this guy out. And, Eric told me in the first 27 days, he sponsored or signed up a customer, 37 people. I mean, most people don't get 37 people in 1 or 2 or 3 years. And he's able to do it in his first month. And it's all about sorting. If you see the common theme, it's about sorting, and being efficient with their time. So Eric immediately saw, by talking, whether a person is good for as a product user, or for a prospect for the business, right? He's not. I think the mistake that most of you make is trying to convince people, or trying to, again, revive downlines. I always have a saying, my downline quit, he's not interested, how do I get them back? They don't, because Eric wouldn't be doing that, right? Eric has a qualification series. Once it gets started, he sends them through the app, some welcome messages, and see what action steps. And he shared about the mistake he used to make, where he would go and talk to everyone in his business, trying to help them out. But that just burned them out, because he is a single parent with 3 kids. There's no way to do that, right? So it's about sorting and filtering. And he talked about a great image. Imagine you have your own company. Who would be on your board of directors? Or which type of people do you want? Another tip, I'm just going to move down these because there's a lot of aha moments here, is when people ask you how you're doing, most people, I actually notice, if you ask people how you're doing, just if you have a job, ask your colleagues, or ask a lot of downlines, how you doing? They'll be saying, I'm doing good. But that's bad energy. He was like, I'm doing great. I think if you should go back and listen to that when we recorded, he said, I'm doing great. The passion, the excitement in his voice, that gets people curious about what he does. Okay? People buy your excitement. People buy your confidence. And he's very good at that. Now, there's 3 things, right? You talk about 3 things. Number 1 is you invite people to take a look. Every day he's making sure he's inviting people to take a look. And whether it's through Facebook, co-market, inviting people, invite 2 people a day. You don't need to invite 100 people a day, just he says 2 people a day. The second thing is you also always want to use third-party tools and use an upline. And that's another mistake. And Eric talked about where his worst moment was. He got really good at talking about the business. He got really good at answering questions. But the better he got at that, the less people joined. Because people didn't think they could do what he did. Again, people, your prospects are always expecting to do what you did to them. So if you talked a lot, so when you're presenting, I'm telling you, never present, use an upline or use a tool, because if you present, you're not a good presenter, and you're down, especially if you have downlines, most people cannot sell. Most people cannot present. So if they do a presentation like that, they're not going to get any credibility, number one. If you do a bet, and you're going to lose prospects. Now, on the other side, if you become really good, like someone like Eric who's really good, you also lose people because you become too good. And people don't think they have the time to study. And I did the same mistake, I had a little pride and ego back in the day. I started, this was my first year in the business, 2004, and I was like, I don't need my upline to do 3 ways. I thought I could do all the talking. And I got the same thing that Eric got. And people would say, hey, Simon, I know you went to college. You don't have kids yet, but I have my kids. I can never learn to speak like the way you spoke. And I lost every single person. So use the 3-way, edify. And Eric shared really quickly. Keep it simple, edify the person, and let the upline know. So if you're going to do prospecting, you never want to catch the upline by surprise. So let them know, hey, I'm making a couple follow-up calls. Be ready. And so when you talk to the person, and once you have a question, immediately dial that 3-way, plug them in. Okay, because you do not want to ask questions. And don't feel that, I'm really good, I can answer all the questions. Actually, the more questions you answer, the worse it is, because you make yourself too smart, and what people are going to get is, I don't have time, or I'm not into selling. Because why? Because you basically demonstrated what you had to do. You spent a lot of time studying, answering questions, and you got very good at selling. Right? So really fantastic advice from Eric. He also get 3 closing questions. Number 1, first one is, this is pretty exciting, right? Right? I wrote that quote, pretty exciting, and people acknowledge it. Number 2, what did you find exciting? Second question, what did you find exciting? Third is, what did you like best about what you saw? 3 questions. It's pretty exciting, right? What did you find exciting? And what did you like best about what you saw? And are you ready to get started? It's really simple questions. You asked it with confidence. Very simple question. Thanks, Eric, for sharing that. Let me move on. A couple other things. This is a really good show. I can go on and on. We'll try to keep this short. Dollars always follow value. I love that. Dollars always follow value, right? If you don't provide value, you're never going to make the money. I mean, you may maybe scam someone or cheat someone, a little money, but never last. Dollars always follow value. So how can you provide value to the community? Okay. Dollars always provide value. One of the best quotes I've seen. The last thing is, you just need an hour a day, but you have to do 5 things an hour a day. Okay, 5 things. These are the 5 things that Eric talked about. Number 1, you want to have someone see you use the product. So you don't need to talk about the product because you become a salesperson, right? Just have someone see you use the product. Creates curiosity. Number 2 is spending 10 minutes to invite 2 people. Invite 2 people. It doesn't take that much time. Just invite them. See whether they're open to look at an opportunity. And you're not convincing them, you're sorting. Just invite. Number 3 is, this the bulk of the time, what Eric talks about, is following up. The bulk of the following up with people, doing 3 ways. Okay? Follow up, follow up, follow up. Number 4 is self-improvement. Learn something. Read a book. Learn something about a company. Learn something about a product. And then the 5th thing is, you want to share with your team. Okay, you share with your team what you learn. So those 5 things, make sure you do them daily. That's kind of like a DMO. Every successful leader has a DMO, a daily method of operation that they pass down to the culture. That's the culture of the team. Again, those 5, someone sees you use the product. Number 2, invite 2 people. Number 3, follow up. Number 4, self-improvement. And number 5, share with your team what you learn. That's communicating with your team. So fantastic stuff. And you can really do that. The cool thing is you can all do that in 1 hour. If you really focus on it, you can do that. So thank you again for Eric for sharing this. Go to MLMNation.net. Search for Eric on there. Just search for Eric. His notes will pop up. For you watching on Facebook Live, he has been tagged already. Just click on it. And if you like this, please subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes. All the reviews mean a lot to us. Not just for me, but it helps other distributors, in terms of giving back, find the show. And big thanks to Dallas and Riley Baldry, too, for connecting us. Well, first of all, for bringing, mentoring, getting Eric, working with them. Because, this business is about giving, right? Imagine Dallas and Riley never worked with Eric. Eric wouldn't be where he is today. And then Eric wouldn't be sharing. It's like the domino effect. This business is about helping others. So thanks to Dallas and Riley. Check them out, by the way. They're on episode 163. So you want to check out Dallas and Riley, just go to mlmnation.net/163, and you can listen to that show. It came out a couple months ago. And that's it. I think share with the community. Thank you for watching and listening. And remember, we're in the profession to help others. So go out there and have a positive impact on someone's life today. God bless you all. All right, for those on Facebook Live, we're almost done. That is a recap I do for the show, and then I basically send this off to my editor and also my the guy who Magic Mike, who manages our podcast, and then we get it done. So this episode will go live in October. It'll be fully produced on iTunes. But meantime, I just had a great show. Awesome. Thank you for Eric Foster for doing this. And moving on, today is Wednesday, just to let you know, chit chat before, in another 2 hours, we're going to have another live simulcast with Leonard King. So if you want it, come out, stay tuned. By the way, if you like this, please give me a thumbs up, share it. Okay, say yes, share this. You also follow us on MLM Nation so that when we do these live simulcasts, you get notifications as well. Okay, it's a huge belief builder. It's just awesome to hear a single parent of 3 dads, making it happen. Really, really cool. Big thanks to Eric again. And last update is I do have a webinar tonight, being co-hosting a webinar for co-markets. If you're interested and need help with co-market, go to mlmnation.net/recruiting webinar. Okay, mlmnation.net/recruiting webinar. So again, that's it. I'm going to take a little break, walk my dog, and meditate a little bit. And we have another session coming up. And that's my purpose, to provide value, help you all out. And I'm Simon Chan. I'm loud and proud to be a network marketing professional. And remember, we're in the business to help others. So go out there and have a positive impact on someone's life today, just like the way Eric Foster did. Thanks again to Eric. Make sure you reach out to him. And I'll see you soon. Take care.